Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening show for today. Sorry to say that yesterday I actually promised you that I'll be bringing you the match report on the third and final one-day international where Australia won the series against Pakistan, but unfortunately due to being a bit under the weather, I couldn't really come on air and actually air the report to you. Sorry about that. But I'm still here. Today what I'm going to do is we don't have much cricket happening, so we do have this third ODI. So I can just have a look at this third one-day international between Australia and Pakistan, and what a match we had here. It was a good match. It was a real worthy final, I would say, even though it was close, because if you see, Australia won the match by 3 wickets. It was Pakistan who actually batted first. They had a good start with Mohammad Hafiz and Nasir Jamshed giving a good opening stand, where Nasir Jamshed obviously motivated and quite confident in his stroke making after making that 97 against Australia in the previous match. Mohammad Hafiz, well, he was looking good today after a long time. One saw Mohammad Hafiz really get into his element. He played some beautiful shots, and that six that he hit of the bowling of James Pattinson was a real treat to watch. He really clubbed him down the onside for a six. Nasir Jamshed was playing some good strokes. I know it was very good to see the Pakistan. It wasn't last time. It was in 1985 that the Pakistani openers are actually given a century opening partnership against Australia. So that really tells you a tale like how Pakistan have been struggling against Australia as far as the opening the batting is concerned. But Mohammad Hafiz and Nasir Jamshed put up a very good show by putting on 129 on the board for the Pakistanis, and then Nasir Jamshed was the first to go. He was caught behind of the bowling of Johnson for 48 with 6 fours. Mohammad Hafiz, he contributed 78 of 97 deliveries with 4 fours and 2 sixes. He was eligibilely bowled Michael Clarke for 78. Now Shahid Afridi, who came into the team, was promoted as one drop, but well, he definitely he really disappointed the spectators that he was caught by Maxwell at the bowling of Johnson for 7 of 6 balls with 1 4. And then it took Asad Shafiq and Misbah-ul Haq to really get things going, because at one stage at 129 for 1, one would have thought that Pakistan would have made a good score. The foundation was laid. It's only a matter of the Pakistani batsmen really getting to grips with the Australian bowling and trying to really farm the strike there. But unfortunately, nothing of that could happen. The Australian bowlers stuck to their task and bowled well. Asad Shafiq was gone for 27 of 35 balls with 1 4. Not a good stroke from Asad Shafiq, but he was gone. Misbah-ul Haq contributed 25, 39 balls, and in the end it was left to Umar Akmal, disappointed. Right from the, he had just come in, and immediately a rush of blood, and he was caught by Hussey in the deep of the bowling of Mitchell Starc for duck. Mitchell Starc was the best bowler today. He has been bowling excellently in this series. Kamran Akmal was a clean bowl. He showed all his stumps there, and it was a clean bowl by Starc for 2. And in the end, it was left to Azhar Ali with an unbeaten 27 to his name of 30 deliveries with 2 fours. And Abdur Rahman not out on 12 of 13 balls with 1 4, which enabled the Pakistani score to reach some respectability at 244 for 7. Looking at the bowling figures now, as I said, after laying such a foundation, Pakistan should have got probably in excess of 300 runs, but unfortunately the other batsmen couldn't really fire, and nobody could even go on to make 50 or 70 runs, which was very sad. Pattinson 10 overs 1 minute for 50, but Mitchell Starc, as I said, he has been bowling excellently in the series. Very good swing bowling. It has been a real exhibition. Mitchell Starc looks to be a real future prospect for Australia. 10 overs no maiden, 51 runs and 4 wickets. 9 overs 33 runs and 2 wickets. Mitchell Johnson was looking good yesterday. He bowled in a very bowled an economical spell there. Maxwell, he couldn't do much with the ball, but definitely came with a bat and showed what a wonderful talent he is coming in from Australia. Glenn Maxwell 7 overs for 33. Daniel Christian bowled 10 overs for 55, bit costly. 2 overs for 14 for David Hussey, and Michael Clarke 2 overs no maiden, 1 for 3. Now looking at the Australian innings, as far as Australia were concerned, 244 to chase, probably, and I also thought that I'll talk about that later. Australia started off with Warner, and Warner was opening with David Hussey, and Junaid Khan was the bowler, but they also had, as you know, Pakistan went with just one pace bowler in this particular match, and that was left-arm seamer Junaid Khan. And then it was all spinners. Mohammad Hafiz right-arm offie, Abdur Rahman left-arm spin, Shahid Afridi right-arm leg spin, Saeed Ajmal right-arm off-spin, and Azhar Ali. Now, looking at this card, Australia had a good start. It was a very, very aggressive start by Warner and Hussey. They realized they decided to go for the spinners. David Warner made 21 of 33 balls with 3 fours and 1 6 before Abdur Rahman gave the breakthrough, as he was got by substitute Shoaib Malik of the bowling Abdur Rahman for 21. David Hussey continued to play well. He was really taking the attack to the spinners. He hit some 3 huge sixes in his score of 43 of 45 deliveries with 3 sixes. He didn't have any boundaries, but he hit 3 sixes, and he was really playing Saeed Ajmal well. And Michael Clarke came in, run a ball stuff from Michael Clarke, contributing 32 of 34 deliveries with 4 fours. But David Hussey was looking good. He was really carting the spinners. 3 sixes were hit with tremendous timing and force, and it was one of some clean hitting seen from David Hussey. So after Warner went, Clarke departed. Clarke tried to come down the wicket to Saeed Ajmal. Saeed Ajmal, you can always say Saeed Ajmal has been haunting the Australian batsman for sure in this series. Saeed Ajmal picked up the wicket of Michael Clarke as he was stumped by Kamran Akmal for 32. After that, Michael Hussey came and joined his brother David Hussey, and both of them took the score on to 105, at which time David Hussey, after playing a good hand of 43 or 45 balls with 3 fours, was caught by Abdur Rahman in the deep of the bowling of Ajmal for 43. Then Michael Hussey got a partner in George Bailey, but George Bailey absolutely disappointed as he tried to sweep a ball from Ajmal, which was absolutely coming onto the stumps. He swept across and he actually topped the ball. Kamran Akmal took an easy catch, and George Bailey was walking for 108 for 4 for Australia in the 24th over. In walked Matthew Wade. Now this was a good partnership. Michael Hussey, as you know, he's a person who really nurdles the runs. So he was doing that. In between, he was also playing some very forceful strokes. And Matthew Wade came in, and Matthew Wade was also looking good with his stroke making, and he was giving good support to Hussey. Hussey was getting all the strike. Matthew Wade was doing the, I would say, playing the secondary role. But both of them were doing well, because what they were doing for Australia is they were building up a good partnership there, and 51 runs had already been added, and they were looking good. And that was the time Abdur Rahman took Matthew Wade's wicket with a ball which really turned. So that was good to see. Abdur Rahman got a ball to turn. Matthew Wade missed the line, and it went through his defences, and he was clean bowled for 22 or 46 balls with 1-4, and that made the score 159 for 5. And even Michael Hussey was there, and in walked Glenn Maxwell, the one person who actually holds the record in Australian domestic history to the fastest 50 in one-day internationals. Well, he came in, and Glenn Maxwell, let me talk about Glenn Maxwell now. Michael Hussey and Glenn Maxwell then put up a winning partnership. From 159, the score went on to 226. Glenn Maxwell was looking very good. What one could see in Glenn Maxwell, as you know, in this particular series, he has been having some cameos like 31, 20, but today he went on to get his maiden 50 in one-day internationals. And let me tell you, Glenn Maxwell looks a real talent for Australia, because the way he was playing, he was the only one who was really playing Saeed Ajmal very well. He was dealing with the Dusra in a very nice manner. If you look at his knocks, he had 56 unbeaten runs. He was the man who actually took the Australians to victory. After Michael Hussey, you played a very careless stroke, because things were going on well, and it was only a matter of just going and getting the runs. But Michael Hussey, very unfortunately or very surprisingly, got a rush of blood, and he tried to, showing all the stumps, he tried to smash Junaid Khan into the fence, and his stumps were shattered. So Michael Hussey was gone, bowled by Junaid Khan for 65, 72 balls, 7 fours and 1 6. Till such time, Glenn Maxwell was giving good support to Michael Hussey in not really getting aggressive, but basically trying to give the strike to Michael Hussey, and he himself taking singles, and that was very good to see. But once Michael Hussey fell, the onus fell on Glenn Maxwell, and Maxwell decided to go aerial. As I said, he was playing Saeed Ajmal very well, but today what he did was his batsmanship. Oh, the strokes that he played and the way he hits the balls on the onside, oh, that was really good to see. There's a lot of power, and he hit a beautiful flat six on the bowling of Ajmal. Oh, that was absolutely great on the onside. I just swatted him for a six. And Glenn Maxwell, let me tell you, pure timing. He's a wonderful talent. I think we are going to hear more about it. And let me tell you, Glenn Maxwell, one is really looking forward to see him how he's going to do in the 2020, because his batsmanship is absolutely suited to 2020 type of cricket. And I think Glenn Maxwell, the Australians would have been really invested on a very good player like Glenn Maxwell now, because he could be very dangerous, according to me, in 2020 cricket, because the way he has been playing. And what he did was, it was a lot of maturity. And another thing that one saw about Glenn Maxwell was absolutely didn't have any nerves, in the sense he didn't have any emotions. Even though when he went to his maiden 50, one would have expected an youngster to raise the bat, but even Glenn Maxwell didn't even do that. That was something, there was no emotion in him. Probably he had a sort of a determination in him that he has to take Australia to victory. So he just stayed there. It was very cool and calm, and as and when, he was not afraid to play his strokes, and whatever strokes he played, it was played with force, a lot of good timing, and it was very good to watch. And he was the man who took it. And then Australia had a slight problem too, because Daniel Christian fell for two after the bowling of Junaid Khan, and then Mitchell Johnson was there along with Glenn Maxwell, and Glenn Maxwell finished it off with a stunning hit for six, and he remained unbeaten. It was a big shot that he played. He hit it for six, and he had an unbeaten 56 to his name of just 38 deliveries, 4 fours and 3 sixes, and 250 for 7. Australia had taken the victory by 3 wickets, and that was a well-deserved victory for them, and also taking the series 2-1. Bowling figures: Junaid Khan 6 overs 2 for 42, Hafiz 10 overs no maiden none for 49, Abdur Rahman 9 overs no maiden 2 for 41, Afridi 10 overs none for 62, went for lots of runs. Saeed Ajmal 9 overs 1 maiden 3 for 37. Pick of the bowlers always: Azhar Ali 3 overs none for 15. Michael Hussey of Australia was named man of the match, and the man of the series, very rightly I thought, went to the left arm seamer Mitchell Starc. Just talking about this game, very quick analysis. I have a feeling that whether it was the right move on the part of Misbah ul Haq, the Pakistan captain, to go in with 4 spinners and just 1 pace bowler, and that is not something. You should have 2 pace bowlers and then have the spinners, because they went for a very full-pronged spin attack, which really backfired on them. Australians counter-attacked, and they won the battle. And the other thing is that Pakistan put up a good foundation. The openers put up a good foundation, but the other batsmen couldn't really capitalize and play a big knock. So that was something which I could really point out. And besides Glenn Maxwell, he was really superb. He came in and his maiden 50. Congratulations to him on his maiden 50, and we're going to hear a lot about him as far as Australia is concerned. Looks to be a wonderful talent coming in from Australia. And remember, he was playing the spinners very well, and that is something. If you could do that, that is something which Glenn Maxwell would be really proud of. But the Australians were definitely proud of Glenn Maxwell for sure, and the Australian public would be hoping that Glenn Maxwell explodes in the World 2020 tournament in Sri Lanka. Well, we do have the 2020s between Australia and Pakistan, and that would also be another way of looking at Glenn Maxwell. That's it from me. That's it from here, from the studios of Ram, your host of Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be another match which will be going on, and that will be between England and South Africa, the 5th One Day International. Until then, it's goodbye. Thank you.